It was just a flippant comment, tossed out casually, never meant to carry any real weight. I swear, I didn't mean to hurt anyone. It was the kind of playful, teasing remark you make when you're feeling lighthearted, maybe a little bold. But with just one sentence, 7 fleeting words, I managed to fracture everything. My life, my partner, our marriage, and the very sense of home I had built. It all came undone on a crisp Friday night. My closest friend, Emily, had just gone through a devastating breakup and was desperate to escape the suffocating quiet of her apartment. So she threw together a last-minute girls' night. Dinner at a cozy little bistro, cocktails at a buzzing bar, and maybe even some dancing to shake off the heartbreak. It was the kind of night that wraps around you like a warm hug wearing glitter. I hadn't done anything like that in what felt like ages, probably over a year. When I walked out of our bedroom, all dressed and ready, Nathan was sprawled out on the living room couch. I'd put in some effort. Sleek black jeans, heels I hadn't touched in forever, and a bold swipe of scarlet lipstick. Nothing extravagant, just enough to feel alive again. He glanced up from his phone, raising one eyebrow. "Well, someone's looking fancy," he said with a faint smile tugging at his lips. "Who are you all dolled up for?" I let out a breezy laugh, light and careless, and with a cheeky grin I shot back, "Oh, just in case I meet someone better." The moment the words left my mouth, I saw something flicker across his face. Pain, maybe. His smile faltered. The warmth in his eyes dimmed. He gave a short nod and murmured, "Right," before turning his gaze back to his screen. I should have caught it right then. I should have paused, explained, said, "Babe, I'm only joking." But I didn't. Just then my phone buzzed, a text from Emily letting me know she was waiting outside. My mind was already halfway out the door. I leaned down, gave Nathan a quick kiss on the cheek, and hurried off, completely unaware of the storm I'd just sparked. The night was a blur of music that made the walls pulse, mojitos I lost count of, and the kind of laughter that stitches broken pieces back together. It gave me exactly what I'd been starving for, space to breathe and a glimpse of the person I used to be. I barely checked in with Nathan, just sent a quick message saying I'd be home by midnight. He never replied. When I finally stumbled back into the house, the silence hit me like a wall. I figured he was already asleep. Kicking off my heels, I crept to our bedroom, only to find it eerily empty. The bed was still perfectly made. His nightstand was cleared off, the closet hung half-empty, his clothes gone without a trace. A sick feeling settled in my gut. Then I saw it, a small envelope resting on my pillow. Inside was a note written in his unmistakable handwriting, crisp, deliberate, and final. "If you're out there looking for someone better, I won't stand in your way. The divorce papers will be delivered tomorrow. I hope you find what you're looking for. Nathan." My legs gave out. I crumpled to the floor, clutching the paper, reading those lines again and again, convinced there had to be some mistake. This couldn't be real. I called his phone, straight to voicemail. The next morning, I drove to his brother's house, where I'd heard he was staying. He refused to see me. Wouldn't speak. Just shut me out completely. Within days, I got a call from his lawyer. The divorce proceedings had begun. No discussion. No closure. No chance to fix anything. Just a clean, cold break. All over a careless joke. Or maybe, it wasn't just the joke. The more I picked at the memory, the clearer it became. Those 7 words weren't the root, they were the final straw. I'd been drifting for months, overwhelmed by work, emotionally checked out. I'd used sarcasm to mask my fatigue, to deflect my resentment, to hide the ache of feeling invisible. Maybe Nathan had felt that too. Maybe he was already halfway out the door, and my offhand remark was what pushed him the rest of the way. I've replayed that night in my head 1,000 times. What if I just said, "For you, of course," when he asked who I was dressing up for? What if I'd stayed home? What if I'd stopped, turned around, and told him I was only joking the moment I saw his smile fade? But life doesn't grant rewinds. There are no edits for moments like that. Just decisions and the consequences they leave behind. And mine. It all unraveled because of 7 words. It's been nearly a year since Nathan walked away. Still, I catch myself glancing at our old driveway, half expecting his truck to be parked there again. I wonder if he ever thinks of me. If he ever wakes up reaching for someone who's no longer beside him, like I still do. I never searched for someone better. I never wanted anyone else. All I ever hoped for was that he'd look at me the way he used to, with that quiet intensity in his eyes, like I was the only thing that mattered. But I've learned something hard and painful. Words don't have to be honest to leave scars. Sometimes the things you blurt out without thinking can cut the deepest. And sometimes the person you love most won't wait around for you to take them back.